Well, first, thank you guys for being here. And obviously, it was a great win. It was a great football game. You know, a lot of respect to Oklahoma State. You know, they're a tough, physical team, competitive. Even on the last play, I think they flipped it to one guy that might have had a chance to score. I mean, they fought to the end, and you know that's what we told our players it was going to be. And you know, to me, this game is 1,000% about our players. And I know you're going to talk about this guy and that guy, but I thought it was a complete and total team effort. You know, some guys played one or two plays. Some guys played a ton, but they really worked this week. And, you know, they went full pads Monday, full pads Tuesday, helmets and shoulder pads Wednesday. We've never done that. We went, you know, walk through Thursday and fast Friday at 7 o'clock in the morning yesterday morning. They put the work in and, you know, come off of the way we played against West Virginia and for them to go out, win, lose, or draw. Had we dropped that ball and lost the game, I still would have been proud of their effort and their toughness. And as I told them, you know, we want to be the toughest team on the field. We can't always be, but we can certainly be as tough as we can possibly be. And so to go out there to play that game, really to play against a team that beat us 59-16 last year, you know, for our kids to see how hard they've worked. And that's a good football team that beat the number 6 team in the country last week. And for our guys to see how far they've come in a year is awesome. And I also reminded them that doesn't mean anything for next week. You know, we have to go back through the process. But I was just proud of them, and I thought it was awesome to do it on homecoming, just to be a part of something special, be a part of people coming back. I thought the crowd was awesome. That's 2 great games, the last 2 games here at home, 2 great games down to the wire. I wish they weren't down to the wire, but they were. I wish they were blowouts and we could all enjoy the fourth quarter. But that was awesome for our crowd, our fans, everyone to see a bunch of young people going out and playing together. And even Denzel at the end, who, you know, he didn't start the game, but as I said to the team, he certainly finished it making that play. And so I know there's lots of storylines and plot lines and things you guys will ask. As I said to our guys, we certainly didn't play our best game. You know, we had the first 2 drives we could have scored, we didn't score. We turned it over in the red zone, missed a field goal. We false started on 4th and inches. I got my 2nd penalty of the year, so obviously I have to become more disciplined. But we're fighters, and so today we were, and I thought it was a great rebound, and hopefully we can continue moving forward.
Matt, what made you decide to put Charlie in at that point?
Well, I had planned on playing Charlie. You know, I kind of told Charlie, hey, I'm going to play you when I can, you know, and unless we're absolutely rolling, then I'd love to keep you out. But, you know, he was cleared, but Jalen had taken all the first-team reps, you know, and I'm one of those guys, I just believe if you take the reps, you deserve the start. And I thought, you know, early on, we went right down the field the first drive, and that interception wasn't on him. And, you know, we took the ball right down the field again, so I thought we were moving the football, and then, you know, kind of took a little bit of a lull, and I thought about putting Charlie in, and so you ready? He goes, yeah, I'm ready. So let's go one more series, and we went down and scored, you know, and so I thought Jalen was doing a good job, and we weren't getting the production from the points, but I didn't think that was really him. And then finally, as we're going into the fourth quarter, I just thought, you know what, this is the time. You know, it has nothing to do with Jalen. Just thought this is the time that maybe we needed a spark, and thought maybe him running around would make some plays, and it certainly did. You know, he extended a ton of drives there with his feet, and you know, certainly made the plays at the end. So, you know, we got a lot of production from a lot of guys who don't normally start. Love it with the long run. You know, we put Braylon Taylor out there for the first time. Gary Bohannon got a carry. I thought Josh Fleeks was really a key figure early for us, making some explosive plays. So, but yeah, I just thought it was time. You know, just my gut.
Matt, you've seen Charlie do this 3 out of the last 4 games with late drives, 2 to win, and 3rd to have the opportunity to pull it out in Texas. What do you attribute that to? Is it just the years of training, just the way that he handles himself? What do you see there from him?
Well, I think it's everybody. You know, I think it's the offensive line, it's the receivers, it's all those guys. I mean, you know, the play down the sideline by Hurd, you know, to get us in position. He ran the wrong route. He was supposed to run a post, and Charlie just adjusted and threw it to him. But you know what? Good players make good plays. You know, and so I thought our ability to run the ball, keep people off balance, guys were making catches for him. But you know, the moment is the moment, and I think. I try to pay attention sometimes to what they say to you guys when you guys ask them questions, you know, just to see what's in their brains. And he said something that stuck out to me against Kansas State. He said, you know, it was good to get a win like this at the end of the game because in the Big 12, most of our games are going to come down to the end. So I think when the game comes down to the end, Charlie's not too rattled. You know, he's not too high, he's not too low. He just keeps playing. I think the rest of our team does that. And even that last play, we were going to run quarterback draw, hope to walk in. If we didn't walk in, we talked about spiking it. Kicking the field goal. There was enough time that we just called a play to throw the ball up and score, and he went to Denzel, and I think 2 weeks ago we're playing Texas. We're in the same situation. We throw it up in the end zone. We can't come down with it. But just a heck of a play by Denzel. But it's a heck of a play by 11, 12, 13 guys. All the guys that were in there, I thought, they all went down there. And I really think the biggest story, and I'm talking a lot, I'm sorry, was just the defense. Just that stop at the end, that 2nd and 6, to hold them on the next 3 downs. I thought that was big time.
Can you talk about that 4th and 3? Were you surprised they were going to do it for it?
I won't question him. I don't know. Just more like I thought they wouldn't kick the field goal because it was into the wind, and that was a decision I made to take the wind in the 4th quarter. And some of my coaches disagree with me, and some agreed with me. It's not a textbook case, right? Because the wind was so violent down there that they start with the ball in the first drive of the second half on the 35-yard line. So, but I said, hey, we have the lead. Let's take the wind in the 4th. And so I think had they had the wind, they probably would have kicked it. They had stopped. We've had so many chances in that game on 3rd and 4th down to make the play. And, they threw the ball out in the swing. Then they threw the swing and threw it back. Then the quarterback read, and Greg hits him for a loss, and we don't make the play. And then, so to finally make that play was awesome. I think a lot of it had to do with, as the game went on, our corners and Coach Fran and Snow got way more aggressive with our corners. They had come in and they were killing people, number 2, and it was a great player. And as the game went on, we just played a little bit more bump and took away some of the easier throws. And really, down to the last drive, we went out there and competed. And Lynch and the boys made the final play.
Clock is ticking. You got to get it up, set it up quickly. Did the fact that they're scrambling to get set up on defense, did that maybe help that play a little bit? Or?
They had that's one of those plays where it's a quarterback draw, but if they blitz you, you have a throw, and so they were just mixing up all-out blitz with coverage. They were doing kind of some different things, and a couple of times the crowd was getting upset because we were letting the clock click down to 5 because when we would kind of check, we were waiting to see if they checked, and that's what led to the 1 touchdown. But I just think, we just said, hey, it's an all-purpose play, and Charlie will have a chance to maybe go in and win the game for us. And if not, we can either clock it or we can throw it. So we tried to use some tempo in certain situations. We go tempo all the time. They kind of get used to it. We tried to use some tempo and surprise them, and a couple quarterback sneaks and stuff like that. I thought that helped us, throughout the game.
Yeah, you talked about it, but how important was the running game and just kind of, maybe that helped slow down their pass rush? What did that do for you guys?
Well, I think the big thing is, we had some big runs. It's like one thing to get 5, 6, 7 yards to keep yourself kind of moving, but we had some big runs, and the run by Levitt was an answer. That's what good teams do. I talked a lot about, not letting a bad play become worse. We didn't have that quarter. Like it was here, it was there, but I thought our defense bowed up in the red zone. We bowed up and tried to stop field goals, but then we also answered, and that long run by Levitt was an answer, and so. We knew the run game would get better and better and better, and we were able to get just enough plays and had a bunch of different people carry the ball. Quarterbacks carried the ball. Jalen Hurts carried the ball. Michael Treston had a big run there at the end. So I thought those were all, it's nice for us to be able to mix those things in.
Matt, what does it mean for you guys to come up, whatever that was in Morgantown, and regroup and play the way they did today?
It means we have tough men on our team, players, because coaches, it's not going to be my first ever clunker. It's not the first one I've ever been a part of, right? That's what the game was, yeah, it was a clunker, right? So we have the mental capacity to just I don't have to walk to campus or go, I can just go from my house to work, and just kind of lock myself in. Our players, they're on social media, and they have to have the toughness to say, I'm going to overcome that. And I thought West Virginia, though, in all credit, they taught us a lesson. Because they got embarrassed by Iowa State. And whereas we thought maybe we played okay against Texas, we had our best week of practice getting ready for West Virginia. We went there, we weren't ready for what ended up coming. And I thought we were ready physically, but once it started to get really hard and tough, we didn't respond. And that's to me what we did today. You saw a bunch of responding. And, when our players came back that Friday and had that team meeting, I thought our coaches did a great job of just talking to guys one-on-one. And then we challenged guys. Today was the first day, with some of our guys, I really coached them the way I want to, when, I love Drew Galitz, and I think he's going to be a great one. But, when he kicked the ball out of bounds, I didn't say, it's okay, buddy. I said, do you want me to put someone else in, or are you going to kick it, And then he came back and made a huge kick, because it's a lot of confidence I had in Drew with the game. 7 seconds left to kick the ball deep. It's a lot of confidence. Most people would squib it. But, we're at a point where our seniors, I think, are so tough that you can challenge them, and they love it. And then they go out and they led the young guys. And so I just think Smoga just shows that our team is tough, that they were able to respond from disappointment and let it motivate them and not let it, make them feel like, oh, there's nothing I can do.
Touched on it a little bit already, but just the defense, that 15-play drive with 9 minutes left, what was the difference there in that final 9 minutes where they didn't let them back, score another point?
Well, I thought they had moments, they had a lot of yards rushing, but it didn't feel like they were really running the football. They were just doing such a nice job with their RPOs, and I think as we just got tighter in our coverages, we just said, hey, you know what, we can handle these guys. And then we let them off the hook a couple times on third down. The first third down of the game, the kid just didn't blitz, and they scrambled for 20. So an offense like that, once you let them get up and running, after 2 first downs, they're hard to stop. And so, but I think the biggest thing was we didn't give up explosive plays, and we made a couple plays when it mattered. We still didn't get any turnovers, so it's hard to win a game against a Big 12 offense when you don't take the ball away from them. But they showed toughness and they showed resolve, and they made just enough stops in the red zone or held them to enough field goals to give us a chance.
Coach, what does it say about Mims that his only catch of the game is the game winner?
He didn't play the way he probably wanted to play last week, and Taekwon did, so we said, hey, we're going to start Taekwon and play you both. Denzel got out on the field and didn't feel real well. He started having like a stomach bug, and a couple of our guys cramped up a little bit, so we didn't play him a ton early anyway because he just wasn't feeling well. But the thing I've challenged Denzel with, and I love that young man, he's a special, special person, is to go become the most competitive guy on the field. Great receivers, they think they're open every play, and they want the ball every play. And that's been the challenge to him. And so he waited his turn, he did his job, he played hard, but when the time came, he went and made the play. And, people tell you in life, I believe in you, I do. Well, that's shown. And just like I talked about, we showed Galitz we trust him and believe in him by letting him kick it deep. We trust Mims that, a lot of times if we didn't trust him, we would have just taken a knee, clocked the ball, kicked the field goal, and gone to overtime. But we threw it up and said, hey, go make a play. And Denzel is getting better and better each and every week, and I'm so proud of the fact that he handled a small bit of adversity by not starting, but as I said, finding a way to finish.
Coach, you guys are now 5-4, and you're 1 game away from being full eligible. That obviously has to be a thought in the back of your guys' mind. How's the team feeling about that?
Well, they probably feel differently than me. I'm going to go home with a 13-year-old who's going to say 1 more game all night, and I'm going to tell him yes, Julie, and I'm going to say process. I just don't, I just want to go win next week now, and that was the one thing I told our team for the game. To win that game, we were going to have to just keep saying what's next and handling what's next in front of us. Now, what's next is a game to get bowl eligible, so that's realistic, right? But I hope that we have what's next is really like how we compose ourselves tonight. You know what I'm saying? That our players go out and have a great time, and that, we are models of citizenship on campus, and that we treat people well, and we go have a good time and celebrate with our family and friends, and then everyone gets up tomorrow and goes to church or does what they do, and then comes in later and studies, and then we have a great week. That's really how my life thinks, like my mind thinks. We just have to be elite tonight, elite tomorrow. So I certainly want these guys to go to a bowl game, yes. I mean, I want them to do that. I want them to whatever, but I don't want to minimize what it means. Dr. Livingstone and Brad, they were on a plane coming back last year after that game, and we got beat up. And now, I'm not going to talk about that too much because they're going to come back next year when we go up in Stillwater. They're going to try to beat us 59-16 again. That's a great football team. But it just shows our guys that, hey, it's working. Not what I'm doing, what you guys are doing is working, and we got to do it better this week. And so I'd like to go try to win this game, and I'm excited to come back home. And then I'm excited to go up and play at, AT&T. So we have 3 more chances. It was really cool today. Sometimes you guys like to, but the first time ever in the history of me being a head coach, which isn't real long, I let a player talk to the team before the game. And Taylor Young was here, and I said, hey, you got him. And he was awesome. And it's like, it means a lot to me because these guys are in the position they're in because of what Taylor did, right? And then I want to go to a bowl game, not for me, not for maybe for my son or for our coaches, families who give so much, but I want to go for our seniors because we're going to have a chance somewhere down the line to go fight for and win championships because of what these guys have sacrificed. And I want to go for our families. We endure a lot, and I'm not. It's not woe is me. I'm not home to endure it. Like when people are saying something to my family. My wife puts up with a lot, and so I'm just happy when our kids, our players, they have a chance to go celebrate like that. Being in that locker room is way more fun for me than a bowl game, and so, but that is what's next. So we're going to go fight, scratch, claw to get a win. Not one more win, we're going to go try to get a win next week. And then if win, lose, or draw, we talk about what's next and trying to go do it the week after. And so, but there's a lot of people that sacrificed a lot to get us here over in a year. And if this is the high point of the year, then we had a bad year. Got to do more.
You talked before about players just needing to make plays in a game. Christian Morgan with that block punt and then the return from Ebner. I mean, it couldn't have come at a more opportune time. How huge was that?
Yeah, that was the message. Our message to our guys last night. I showed teams against these guys making plays. And at the end of the day, the good Lord blessed these guys with talent, and then he put people in their lives to train the talent, and then they gave them the opportunity. And so I want them to go out there and play fearless and not worry about the result, but just go do what they're capable of doing. So I thought you saw a lot of guys make a lot of plays, and they made plays too. So and some of them were small. Some might just be a pass breakup. It might be something little, but I thought we made a lot of plays today, many more than we have. And it's nice to see when it comes from young guys. It's nice to see when it comes from old guys. And even on the last play of the game, it came down to, the other team with a chance with a Hail Mary and us running around, and our kids found a way to make the play.
You got to bring back the Sailor Bear. I mean,
Did you like that?
I mean, that's a pretty big win.
Yeah. Well, tell you what, I'm kind of like, as you know, I'm a Penn Stater, one helmet, one stripe. But I thought it was really cool in that it was something that's unique to Baylor and something that comes from a time ago. And I think the thing every year I always remind our players that homecoming is an opportunity for not us just to it's for us to show everyone that comes back, everyone that came before us, that we are being good stewards of their resources, that we are standing on their shoulders, and that they can be proud of what we're doing. And so to me, to wear anything that comes from way back when is cool. And I just haven't been given anything with a Sailor Bear on it. I don't have like a T-shirt or Taylor's working on that right now, but I thought it was cool. I never know how things are going to react. I try not to read Twitter on game day, but hopefully people liked it. It seemed like our players liked it. So, but we could have worn anything after that win today. I'd be happy. So,
Coach, last one. Two homecomings now into your tenure at Baylor, and both homecomings, Charlie Brewer is inserted with a minute left in the third quarter, and then plays the fourth quarter and leads a come from behind victory or a comeback drive. What is your comments on just how he's playing in his leadership role with the team?
I think he's a sophomore. He's a work in progress. He's getting better and better and better. The best thing I'll say about Charlie is when I brought him in my office yesterday and said, "Hey, I'm not going to start you." He didn't act entitled. He didn't act mad. He was happy for Jalen. He said, "I'll be ready when you need me." And when I said to him, in the middle of the second quarter, "You ready to go?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm ready if you need me." I mean, it wasn't about him. And so when you have that, that's important, right? And so that's the way Jalen was about it. I told Jalen, "Hey, I'm going to start you." He's like, "I'm ready. Whether you need me or whatever, if you need me or not." And so I just want to have guys like that. If you have guys like that, and then Gary, Gary gets one play, right? But it's his first college play. It's kind of a big deal. And he carried the football and got us 4 or 5 yards. So when your best players and your leaders are selfless and work hard, you'll always have a chance. And that's what I want people to know about this team.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, guys.